know how horse riding is made to look incredibly easy by the pros, but for a novice like myself, well, it is quite a challenge. Now, I've come to Middleton Park Equestrian Centre to meet our lovely Steve Robinson, who's going to help me tackle and learn the basics of how to horse ride. Lovely to see you.
And you.
So, Steve, tell us, what made you get involved in horse riding in the first place?
I was afraid of horses. You know, I decided I wanted to deal with some irrational fears. One of my fears was a fear of horses. So 3 years ago, I brought myself here to Middleton Park Equestrian Centre to learn to ride a horse, and I've been coming twice a week ever since.
Wow, and why do you think this school's so special?
Well, I just like it. It's local, it's lovely surroundings, and Middleton Park is just next door. We can go into the Middleton Park and do a hack, which is really, really beautiful, and the teaching is very good.
Oh, perfect. This horse is beautiful. Is this one I'm riding today?
This is your horse. This is Symphony.
Oh, hello,
She's beautiful,
Symphony.
isn't she?
She's gorgeous. She is stunning. Right then. Well, let's take her out, shall we?
Shall we go have a go?
Do you think I've dressed appropriately?
I think you're dressed perfectly.
You look like you're going show jumping. You look
like
amazing.
I'm dressage competition, don't I? This is my dressage kit, really. But I thought I'd put it on for the cameras and for TV.
Why not? I wish I'd made more of an effort. You're putting me to show, Steve. Wicked. Right, then, let's go. I'm slightly nervous.
Are you?
Yeah, the last time I horse rode was when I was about 13. My mum and sister are really into horses. I got thrown off so many times. They almost can sense how nervous I am and they just start dilly-dallying with me, so I'm a bit, I've rung my sister and my mum for moral support this morning.
Well, we
like,
won't do any throwing off today. We'll just do relaxed riding and just chill out, relax, and enjoy it.
Sounds good to me. Let's get going then. Brill. Right then, so we're off out to do our very first ride. You okay, my dear? I'll walk around here. You're a good girl, aren't you? Hopefully the sunshine will be coming out soon for us as well. Right, so going in the arena. Good girl.
But I was never into horses. I was always into motorbikes.
Oh, really?
Always into motorbikes. Yeah. I used to have some friends that were into horses, but when I was in the motorbikes, horses and motorbikes didn't mix, did they?
No, not really.
So I thought, well, I'll just stick with my motorbike.
Oh. And what do you prefer now, horse riding or motorbike?
No, I love horse riding.
Do you?
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it?
Isn't it funny?
I thought I'd never been to horses because, you know, motorbikes are just totally different.
Yeah,
you control a motorbike, or so you think, and it'll do what you want it to do.
Whereas horses are completely different.
Whereas a horse, you can only guide it and say, please turn left. If you don't want to go left, it's not going
then
left.
it's not going. There might be more chance of us coming off.
Yeah. That was nice, that.
They do say that they can sense if you're nervous. Hopefully, I'm giving the impression that I'm really not.
Right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. See, we're not. I'll hide it well, you see.
Left foot in. Just hand to you.
There.
And then jump up and over.
Thank you. Thanks for your help. Am I going to follow you around then, Steve?
You can really notice the difference when you go from a canter to a gallop. And other horses, you don't really notice as much, it's just like a slight gear change.
I'm enjoying this. I've been told shoulders back, chest out.
We'll go for a trot now.
Yeah.
We're going to get the horse to walk forwards quite active. And after the horse is walking forwards quite active, we're going to give it squeeze and squeeze and squeeze, and we're going to say trot on, and the horse will start moving a bit faster.
Perfect.
And if you sit in that, it starts to get a bit bouncy, it's bouncing all around, so that's why we've got to rise up and forward.
Rise and
And it's not so much that we're standing up, it's really weird, it's a bit more like a bit of a pelvic thrust, you're going forward, sit down.
So we're
forward,
working
sit
all our muscles in our legs
Yeah.
and our tummy.
And it feels a little bit weird because you think this just doesn't feel natural. But after a while it does feel natural and it makes a ride a lot more comfortable, because if you don't, you're bouncing around. If you rise when you should be falling, or you fall when you should be rising,
Then you'll feel it.
you'll know about it.
Great.
Us guys will know about it more, but you'll know about it too. Shall we give it a little go?
Yes, why
All right,
not?
So let's squeeze on then.
Trot on, trot on, trot on. Come on. Yay! Trying to keep that posture. I think every time your horse slows down, mine's thinking, well, if he's not running, I'm not running. So Steve, it is much harder than it looks, isn't it?
I suppose it is harder than it looks. After a while it becomes a lot easier, and it depends on the horse that you get. If you get a horse that's really forward going, then that's great, you have to hold the horse back. But if you get a horse that's a bit lazy, then it feels like hard work, like you've got a lazy horse today, and that looks like hard work.
Oh, you can't blame it on the horse, maybe
No.
it's me. So how often do you come to the school?
I come here twice a week, every week, and I've been doing that for 3 years. So I suppose it seems quite easy now, but I remember right at the beginning it was difficult.
Yeah.
I was scared, I was nervous, I didn't know what to do. Like you said, how hard do you kick a horse? Well, I don't know. Don't kick it too hard, I guess. But yeah, it's not like kicking and kicking a football and giving it a right good kick. But you know, you've got to give it a decent kick sometimes. If they don't respond to you squeezing your legs, then you need to kick it. And then if it doesn't respond to you kicking it, then you need to use your whip. And then you feel a bit cruel, or I do.
And have you met a lot of friends here?
Yeah, I know a lot of the lot of staff. Yeah, I've met quite a lot of people, and the staff are all very friendly. But they're all a nice crowd of people. The people that ride horses, they're lovely, and the staff are lovely. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I look forward to coming twice a week.
Oh, and do you always choose the same horse?
Well, I've been riding Ben quite a lot recently because I'm doing my dressage competition on Ben.
Right.
So at the moment I'm riding him quite a lot. But he's getting on now, he's 21.
Oh.
So he's getting old. It doesn't look like he's 21, does
No, he
He looks quite
doesn't.
young.
Bless him. And
But
when's
he's
your
quite-
competition?
They're in May, are the qualifiers, they're the regional qualifiers. And if I qualify like I did last year, then I go down to the national dressage qualifiers down in Hartbury, which is July.
Wow. So you're prepared for it? Do you think you've got a good chance?
I think I'm prepared for it. Yeah, I feel quite prepared. It's learning the routine, and although we get somebody to call out the routine for us, which is great, you still need to know the routine so you don't do it wrong. And if somebody accidentally calls out the wrong number or the wrong letter, and you think, oh no, that's not right, then you do what you know is wrong. I'll show you how I get off, and yours is similar but the other side. So I take my feet out of the stirrups.
Yeah.
I've let go there, look. I'm going to lean forwards and kick my leg over and down.
Right, okay.
Don't you let go though, Liam.
Ah, there you go, that was easy. Ta-da.
I didn't have to come down with a bang, man. Good girl. That was fantastic. My knees are aching. I feel like I've done a full-on workout. It's kind of similar workout as opposed to Pilates. It really gets your legs and your stomach and your back. Are you tired too? I know how you feel, love. So Steve, it's a pretty impressive facility here, but when did it all begin?
Oh, that's a good question. When did it all begin? I presume it began in 1993 when it was opened by Princess Royal Princess Anne.
And what's the overall aim of the centre?
It's an RDA school, and RDA is riding for the disabled, but also it's open to able-bodied people. So basically it's open for everybody, disabled, able-bodied alike. And it's well attended, it's a lovely school, and anybody can try, and everybody should have a go at least once.
So it doesn't matter what ability, whether you've ever rode before or whether you're a professional rider, they cater for everybody.
Or whether even, in fact, you're afraid of horses like I was when I started 3 years ago.
And me.
And you as well. They cater for everybody.
Brilliant. How many ponies do they have in total?
Well, we just asked that question and I found out there's 25. A lot of them have been retired recently and a lot of the older horses have gone to pasture, but they've got some new horses in, so we have 25 horses at the moment.
Brilliant. And I understand all ages come to ride here. What is the age range?
Do you know our youngest rider is 2?
Oh.
And the oldest rider is 65.
Wow, that's pretty
It's
impressive,
great,
isn't it?
Yeah, I'm in between.
Well, I've had a fantastic time. Thank you for showing me. How did I do?
You did really well.
Would
Really
you have
well.
me again?
Of course, yeah. In fact, we should do it again.
Yeah, let's.
Because the more lessons you have, the better you'll get, and then we can do some hacking.
Yes, definitely.
really
Around
well.
Middleton Park.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and now this so-called heat waves will be perfect.
Yeah, where is it?
It's about 2 months' time.
2 months' time.
I think.
Well, by that time, you should be proficient, and we're going to go do some hacking.
Perfect. I'll get practicing just
Yeah.
for you, Steve. Now, if you love horses, or perhaps you want a new hobby this summer, then horse riding is definitely for you. Not only is it very rewarding and an enjoyable sport, but thanks to Middleton Park Equestrian Centre, it can be enjoyed by all ages and abilities too.